Hey folks, how are you guys doing? How are those astral journeys going? I hope wonderfully well. I want to give you big thanks for all the feedbacks, all the messages, all the support, everything you guys have shared with me. Really appreciate it. And a way to bring that appreciation back to you guys is to create this bonus class. And this is the second one already for Astral Projection Q&As. It feels to me that answering through video, it's great. Every 10 questions, I will make a new of these videos. So make sure that you send me any questions that come to you. Okay? So, we are going to get started with the questions. First question, how can I raise my vibrations and go further in higher planes of existence? This is a wonderful question and pretty much is very straightforward. If you are already able to get out of your body, this is going to be quite easy for you. And the answer is in the question, okay? How can you go to a higher plane of existence? Well, definitely you can do this through raising your own vibrations. And you're asking how? Well, quite easily. Okay, as you are in the astral plane, you want to start visualizing that white light comes to you. Okay, you want to visualize like rays of white light coming like this to you or in any way you want, as well as you want to once again visualize your vibrations expanding like you would do when you felt the vibrations for the separation. The same thing, you're going to have this astral sensation, you're going to feel the astral feeling, okay? And then you want to focus on this feeling and you want to focus on the feeling growing. And you want to visualize white light coming into you. And then you have two options. One option is to keep this visualization until you find yourself in a higher plane of existence. You will know it because you will have a deeper level of bliss, and possibly while you are at it, not that much, but when you are back, you will notice that the fragment of the projection that you rose your vibrations and you wanted to go to a higher plane of existence was much more intensive. The amount of feelings, the amount of love will be greater. Also, you will know it because you will lose an even greater perception of time. And you will be more into the astral projection and more disconnected with this world, okay? And another way to do this easily, it's through trying to astral project during an astral projection. And I know this sounds a little crazy, but it's the way, okay? So once you find yourself in the astral, you want to do this focus I shared with you a moment ago, and then you want to visualize that you want to project, you want to leave your astral body in your mental body, which is the next body. And you want to go ahead and visualize that as happening, like if, even though you're in the astral already, if you would separate from that body into a higher body, and you want to set that intention, and then it will also get you to that way, okay? In fact, if you're well grounded in the astral and you try this, it's going to be quite easy for it to happen, okay? You won't be returning to your body that easily just to make these visualizations. It can happen, but if you have a stable astral travel, it will not happen most likely, okay? At least it hasn't happened with many people I have worked with, and neither with me. But, it can always happen, but still, if it happens to you, next time focus on being more grounded in your astral travel, and then from there you can project to a higher plane of existence, okay? And yeah, this is the way. It's pretty simple, and you can indeed project to higher plane of existence, and you can continue climbing, okay? Take some practice, but you can get it done, okay? So, we'll go into the next question. Is there a night only in astral realm, or is it possible to have day also? This is a very interesting question, okay? Very interesting, and this is why I actually wanted to put it here, and I wanted to check myself also, okay? It's not really so much as night and day. It depends, okay? Because if I go ahead and do an astral projection at 5 p.m. and I decide to stay in the real-time zone, as I call it, okay, the plane of existence that is closest to our physical plane, then I will project, I will fly over my neighborhood and everything, and it will be night. It will be day, okay? It will be day because it's as it is outside, okay? However, if it happens at night, it's gonna be night. Now, when you get to really project to the astral plane, okay, that it's beyond the ghost copy of the physical plane, okay? When you go higher in the astral plane, there is no such thing as night or day. You go to a higher plane, so, it's a little hard to explain, but already, it's somehow like space, but, not even a space. There is a lot of light and there is no light at the same time, okay? But this is already in a higher plane of existence where you won't be caring about day or night. If you are caring about day or night, and you're in the astral, it means that you are in the real time zone. And this is really bound to the location you are. However, it's true that if you're in the real time zone, okay, in the closest astral to the physical plane, and you decide to go to the other edge of the world where is day or where is night, depending on the hour, you will be able to see that, okay? In fact, you can see in the real time zone, in the astral travel, you can see, dawn, you can see dusk, as you go through it, even though it's something that is most likely you won't be focusing on, okay, in the projection. Because if you are in this, in this physical plane, then, you will be going out and just going on with whatever time it is. If you project it on the day, it will be day. If you project it on night, it will be night. But when you go to a higher plane of existence, then this will cease to be something you will even care of, okay? But definitely, it can be night and day in the real-time zone, okay? Higher planes of existence, that sensation is lost, okay? And there is no such thing already, okay? So, I hope this one replied to your question, and let's move on to the next one. So, next question, you are asking, while astral projection is even possible to break your cord that is attached to the physical body? This is a big lie, okay? I have been asked this several times. If someone can lose their silver cord during astral projection, if someone can possess you, something like that, okay? I have spoken about this in prior classes, okay? Astral projection is completely safe. All of those are lies and are ways to add fear to the fact for you not to astral travel. However, the silver cord is absolutely indestructible, okay? You can go even to a neutron star and nothing will happen to you, okay? And no entity can touch it, can cut it, anything, because the silver cord is also like, reflex mechanism. As I explained, if something, whether it's in the physical plane or whether it's in the astral plane, touches your silver cord, you are going to go back into your body immediately. You will have no choice. You will be back in your body whether you like it or not. So, astral projection is completely safe. You can't die, you can't get lost. The silver cord will stretch to infinity if necessary, and then when you have to go back in your body in a split second, you will be snapped back in your body. Okay? So, the physical body, nothing will harm it, and the astral body neither. The silver cord will remain the connection active, so it cannot be severed, it cannot be removed by any means. Even if you wanted to do it, you can't. Okay? And let's move on to the next one, because this one is very straightforward. Okay? Next question, a very powerful question. How to reach oneness in astral projection? Very, very powerful question, okay? And definitely it can be done. Now, as we have spoken on the first question, how to raise your vibration and go into further planes of existence, this is something that also can get you into this oneness that you are asking about, okay? Why? Because you already will be in a higher plane of existence, and oneness, the higher you go, the easier it becomes. So, to reach oneness, it's important to go ahead and expand your vibrations as much as you can and go into higher planes of existence, okay? Now, another way, another path, it's once you find yourself with a huge level of vibration, if you want to go further with this oneness, you first want to visualize that you are expanding yourself, okay? More and more. It's like you can imagine yourself as a light with consciousness, and then you can imagine that it expands, okay? That you are expanding, that everything around you is you. It's like somehow you start growing and you fill up the entire room, okay? But you are in no room. You are already in the astral plane. So you want to sort of visualize that. You want to visualize that you are everything, that you are expanding in all directions. And that you are also blending with everything, okay? And the way to visualize this is to see that as you expand, you start to disappear into existence, okay? You want to see yourself self-vanishing. You want to see yourself losing your color and disappearing. If you have your vibrations high and you are well focused in your astral travel and in this specific transition that you are asking for, then it will be coming to you in an easy way. You will find yourself that eventually everything will feel like oneness, and you will be super, super happy because in addition of that, you will be vibrating at a very high level. And that means that you will even perceive more from this oneness, okay? And that will give you more and will give you better out from your projection. And also when you reach oneness, it will allow you to see life from a different perspective, from a more oneness perspective. It will help you to see oneness with much more clarity, okay? Really, really great, really, really awesome thing to do, okay? So you guys should try this out, okay? So we move into the next question. So, next question, you're asking me, what are in the end the dangers of astral projection? And I can tell you very easily, no one. The only danger is for you to believe there are dangers and not being able to get out of your body, okay? It's very important that you remember that all the freaky stuff is sleep paralysis. This is the worst thing that can happen to you in an astral projection, going through a scary sleep paralysis. And when you get used to that sleep paralysis and when you get to understand that it is just sleep paralysis, you will be able to free yourself and to move forward in a much better pace, okay? And then you won't go through the scary stuff that much, or if you go through it, it will not affect you that much, okay? But really, the only danger from astral projection, it's, the scary part of sleep paralysis, that's it. And sleep paralysis is completely harmless because it's everything happening in your mind. So this is something that you can and will be very, very happy about. It's very important that you cement this in your consciousness. There are no dangers at all from astral projection. Not at all, okay? Astral projection is safe. Debunk all the myths, debunk all the fears out there. Astral projection is completely safe. It will only bring goodness and wellness into your life, okay? So, we are gonna go ahead and move into the next question. Okay, so next question, interesting question. I'm trying to quiet my mind out, but I couldn't find a method which really would help me. And you were asking me for suggestions. Okay, well, there's an exercise in the class that is the easiest exercise I can help you with. It's essential that you go through that exercise, the post-it exercise. It's essential that you can keep your mind shut for 1 minute, okay? In fact, this, when the homework asks you if you have reached 1 minute, it's supposed to be when you are able to do it, okay? It's like a checkpoint. If you are able to handle your first minute, then you will be able to handle much more. Another easy way, okay, to clear your mind is to first, if you want to even further help yourself, you want to do something that it's a little bit of physical effort, maybe like the treadmill or something like that, but not with a lot of intensity, with a very mild intensity. But while you do, you want to focus on your mind going away, okay? And in addition of that, you also want to find some introspection time if you can, before you attempt to astral project, and write down everything that comes to you, okay? Everything. Even if it's just clutter commentary, it doesn't matter. Write down everything that comes to you, because this will allow your mind to defocus from all the life clutter, okay? And the mind will be clearer and will be more available for astral projection and to concentrate, okay? That's something that really can help you out. There is also, points of supports, okay? I have uploaded a short relaxation empathy file that will help you to go a little deeper into astral projection, okay? And will help to clarify and clear your mind with whatever is going on. That's very essential, but the post-it exercise is the one that can physically help you the most, okay? Another mind focus exercises that you can do, it's when you are doing tasks or when you are doing something that it doesn't require your attention at 100%, you want to bring that attention 100% to do that thing. Even if you are just, I don't know, opening a bottle, it doesn't matter, okay? You want to go ahead and put your 100% awareness into that bottle, okay? And for everything you do, you want to try to do that. Try to do only one thing at a time when you're able to, okay? And see in yourself that fact, okay? Like, I am opening this bottle and I am putting my 100% of my awareness. A bomb may fall from the sky next to me and I won't even notice because I'm very focused on what I'm doing, okay? So this is what I meant, because this way you will teach your mind, you will help your mind to learn to focus about one thing only, especially when you are asking for it, because obviously in life it's good to focus on several things at the same time. It is not good actually, but society requires that from us. But you want to train your mind that when you desire to focus only on one thing, okay, and to not get distracted, this will train your mind to also stay put with the focus the mind has, and this will help you with astral projection, okay, with being focused for the astral travel, okay? So let's go to next question. So next question: there are outside noises. How to counter them? This is a big bump sometimes, okay? The external noise, it can be an issue in astral projection, because noisy neighbors can be a curse in this aspect, and sometimes you can't avoid that. Now, using earplugs, it will make your astral travel more difficult, especially if you are not used to them, both the astral travels and both the earplugs, because if you're not used to the earplugs, or you're not used to astral travel, as soon as you try to relax your body completely for the separation, you are going to feel your plugs. And it could actually be an anchor to not allow you to come out. Because as you come out, the plugs are going to be touching your physical body. And as I shared many times, when the physical body gets touched, you return to it right away. So, the best way to counter outside noises, if nothing of the obvious is enough, the best way might to play some white noise. This is really the only solution. White noise at a volume that it's not very loud, but it's loud enough to make those noises to be felt more from the background, okay? I don't recommend you to use any earplugs or any headphones, okay? Just play it from your computer or from wherever, from your phone, it doesn't matter, okay? But it's important in astral projection to have the least amount of things touching, clothing and fine, it's fine, but having some earplugs or some earphones could really, make you have a harder time to astral project. So the best way to counter these outside noises is to use white noise, to use white noise and to make sure that that white noise overlaps the external noise, but is not a bother that will not allow you to focus. You also would need to get used to white noise if you are not used to it, okay? So, we'll jump into next question. So, you are asking about the difference between the lower astral and the lower vibrational astral, okay? These usually are confused, and it's not good to get confused. The question originally was, how can I go to the lower astral? And, initially it felt like, well, why you want to do that? Why you want to lower your vibrations and connect with lower vibrational entities? But then it came to me that still might be referring to the actual lower plane, as I would call it, to the real-time zone, okay? Like, right next to our physical plane, there is the astral plane, but the very bottom part, when we see a ghost copy of our reality, I call it the real-time zone, because you are pretty much in this world. You are like what we call a ghost, a living ghost, as I call them. And actually, in this stage, a medium can see you, okay? And, it's something that if you are calling this to the lower astral, to go here, it's quite easy. Yes, when you are newbie, when you get started with projection, you will always go here, okay? and you will get to a point that you will learn to project to higher planes of existence. But if you want to go to the lower astral, to the real time zone, you just want to visualize whatever, maybe Japan, China, or wherever you want to go, and then your vibrations will adjust more to the vibrations of the physical realm, and then you will be able to move forward and to go to this lower astral or real time zone astral. Okay. Now, I doubt that you were referring to going ahead and go to the actual lower vibrational realm. I don't think that this is what you want. No one of you want this because, maybe some of you are intrepid and want to explore, but I wouldn't believe it's worth. Not because it will happen something to you. As I said, astral projection is safe. But the issue here is the fact that you have to lower your vibrations very much, and you can connect with negative emotions, with negative feelings. To be honest, I have never tried to go to the lower vibrational because it's all about negativity and fear and such, so it's not necessary, okay? This is why, in fact, it's always recommended for you to raise your vibrations and to focus on positive emotions when you're going to astral project. That way you raise your vibrations, okay? But still, if you want to go to a lower astral, the negative astral, not the actual lower astral, but the low vibrational astral, then you would need to focus on negative emotions, I guess, and you would need to decrease your vibrations, okay? That would be the way to do it. Like I said, I never found worth going to a negative plane, but maybe some of you will, and you have to focus on that. The same way you travel in astral projection, you would travel to a lower realm, but you need to visualize your vibrations going down, and maybe not focus so much on love because it vibrates very high. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. Okay, so next question. You are asking me, how can you show a friend your astral projection skills? This is at some degree quite easy, okay? You can use, many things. Like, for an instance, you can tell your friend, okay, hide a fruit, for an instance, inside not very, kind of like putting an apple, for instance, on the top of the desk. And then you would get to astral project, you would visualize going to your friend's home or something like that, and then to see what was placed on the desk. Okay, it will be very freaky when you get to tell your friend, yes, I saw this, and it's going to be that. That can be done with cards also. The ideal ones are these ESP cards that are a star, a circle, lines, because those are easy to remember. You don't want to use a tarot card because it might be more difficult to remember. But also, you can make it in a way that your friend, for instance, gives you permission to go to his home, and then you can describe when you are back whatever you saw. And if you've never been in your friend's home, then definitely your friend will say, oh, wow, how have you done that? So this is a good way to show your astral projection skills, okay? Or, maybe you can challenge yourself to connect with that friend and meet in the actual astral projection. There is no better way to know about that than meeting right there, okay? So, there are a few ways to do it, but the most classical and efficient way is for your friend to hide something and for you to identify what it was through astral projection, okay? So, we'll go to the last question today, okay? And that question is that how can meditation can alter astral projection? Medication, not meditation, medication, okay? Meditation will actually benefit astral projection in all aspects, okay? But as far as medication, obviously I haven't tried all of the medications out there, but I have done a lot of research myself in this aspect, okay? And also myself, I have experienced a lot of, a situation that I had to make it for something in a short period of time or whatever, and I, would feel that at some degree it can affect, but not that much, especially, not in a negative way. Let's say that you have some chronic issue and you have to go ahead and take, something to remove your pain, for example, okay? Well, actually here, the medication is going to be playing in your favor because you are removing your pain, meaning that you won't be feeling so much your physical body. You know that for astral travel, you need to disconnect with your physical body entirely, okay? So, if you have pain, you're not going to be able to disconnect, okay? And doing this will help you to remove this pain, to remove this problem. And the medication will be helping in your favor, okay? Stimulants, in the other hand, are not good for astral projection. Stimulants will not allow you to reach a complete level of relaxation. And if you reach it, for the mechanisms of your physical body, this stimulant will snap you right back into your body and will break your trance, okay? So stimulants are not the best idea, okay, for astral projection. And then we get to a third big group of medications. All of those that are connected for psychological issues, okay? This may or may not affect astral projection. However, this is a very serious situation. So if you are taking any of these prescriptions that are for psychological problems, you need to make sure you consult with your doctor, okay, about the effects on the drugs. But it's still best for you to discover it yourself, because each organism is different, each person is different. So as you are going to experience more, and as you have to go through life and have this or that medication, you will know what helps and doesn't help your body. Definitely, you need no medication at all to astral project, unless, of course, you do have a condition like pain, for instance. Then the medication will help you, okay? And well, that brings us at the very end of this bonus class. We have been here for a while, but definitely lots of stuff from these questions. So, well, I hope you guys have enjoyed the bonus class, that it has answered your questions. If you have more, you can send them to me. And see you next class.